my plans. Battle the kid, it's white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city that need me is clear now. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the...
Sandman, I can tap dance through the energy blast. Run flat, never pop your orbit. I keep energy in storage. I see spinning the globe, my fingertip itch. If I could pluck the earthquake hit. Look at the wrist, look at your body, I shake it and shift. Big fish in a small pond. Godzilla with a boot on. I step into your lawn. Turn skyscrapers into croutons. Hit the button going high speed. Need a megaphone to announce me. I move through the pygmies in the top pick. Got a big fleece. Sit back, better breathe deep. Look around and they looking at me. 10 toes still never defeat. Push button never needed a key. I see they ain't ready for me. Hot boy.
Undefeated River Valley looks to knock off Pleasant for the 11th consecutive meeting, but the Spartans will enjoy home court advantage for the first time all year and look to feed off the local crowd. It's the Marion County Now Game of the Week. Pre-game coverage and your opening tip-off all on the way, live and free. Next.
Yippee! Win my subtitles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, Start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
It's the Marion County Now Game of the Week. Cross-county rivals just about set to tip off your Thursday nights. I'm Brian Skowronski. The great Mark Bollinger is with me here tonight. Rivalry showcase as well, so always there's more at stake than just a conference victory in these games, Mark. And this battle, of course, it's got a lot of juice here in Marion County.
Well, there's always juice when it comes to River Valley Pleasant in any event. Early in the season, Vikings off to a good start. Spartans are struggling, but it doesn't matter. When these two get together, you know there's going to be fireworks.
Let's show you the early season fireworks so far for River Valley, riding a 10-game win streak in this rivalry tonight. They had to replace some really good players from last season, lost their graduation though, but the cupboard very full here for Coach Brown. He's got some dudes ready to fill in, and so far, so good through 2 games. Well, they definitely have dudes ready to fill in, and those guys have stepped up early in the season. You start looking at the guys that played a lot of minutes last year, the Chase Smith, the Chase Eberts, those kind of guys leading the way along with Sawyer Weston. There's a lot of guys with a lot of experience, and now they get to kind of lead this team a little bit after the departure due to graduation of Carson Smith and Aiden Kinney. I always think it's fun after you have a big graduating class like that to see who is going to step up, who's going to be the new stars and the new face of the franchise, if you will. And I think River Valley's actually got a couple of different options out there, but tonight we're going to go with this young man right here, Chase Ebert. Last season, 12 points per game, over 5 assists per contest. I really feel like he's in line for a monster senior year. You see, he's already kind of on pace doing what he did a year ago. However, there's going to be a little bit more on his shoulders. He wants to be a first-team All-MOAC performer this year, not a second-teamer. Well, the thing about Chase is in the years past, he had to play a very different role. He has definitely been the engine that has driven this River Valley program. Now, this year, his role's changed a little bit. He's not distributing the ball as much, but he's scoring at a little bit higher of a pace. He had 17 the other night, and he is a kid that can do it all. But where I think he makes the biggest difference is, one, in his leadership. He is just an absolute dog competitor. Hates to lose. That just kind of goes throughout the rest of this team, but then on the defensive end, he's just a difference maker. He is a shutdown defender, and that is just a great, great tool that Coach Brown has in the toolbox to throw out there against teams like Pleasant. Especially when it's your best player that's getting after it on the defensive end. That kind of just cascades down to everybody else. When they see you giving it up, Mark, they're going to give 110% as well. For Pleasant, their first taste of home cooking this season comes tonight. They lost their first 2, or the last 2 on the road, I should say, both in the MOAC, so those were tough losses to take. But like the Vikings, you know, having to reload from graduation, and some of their good talent actually not back out for basketball this season, so it's going to be a little bit of a different lineup than what we saw last season, and maybe the anticipated players that were going to get a lot of minutes. Still trying to figure that out here in the early portion of the season. Yeah, a couple of the guys that the Spartans were expecting, who were depth pieces last year, expecting them to take on bigger roles. They've had some injuries. You know, they have one of their guys that went and decided to wrestle as a senior this year. So they've had to take a little bit of a hit, and Coach Snively's going to have to regroup and get things moving a little bit a different direction. But he's got some guys that can still play. Lathan McCants is a really good player, and I think Evan Sickmiller at 6'7" could be a real difference maker in this game and as the season goes on, because I think he has great potential. You brought up McCants. He is going to be our player spotlight tonight, the leading scorer so far on the season at more than 16 per game, and running the point this year now with Trey Booker departing, so there's a lot more on his shoulders. Maybe like to see him distributed a little bit more, but he's a great shooter, and he's an offensive-minded dude. He likes to get to the cup.
He loves to get to the cup, but he also shoot a little bit. He's going to have a great game tonight if the Spartans are going to pull out the victory.
There are McCants numbers, senior season. There's the fans on deck here tonight. First game at home for Marion Pleasant. 3 straight on the road. That's tough scheduling before you get a taste of home cooking.
That's tough to go on the road for your first 3, and then your first game at home is a rivalry game in a packed house.
We got here at about 6:15, and already the visitor bleachers were slam-packed, so that's why we've got this awesome camera angle. I kind of like it being down here on the floor, getting these nice tight shots. You'll see those hero and the looks on people's faces, and they're just always just on a new level anytime that it's 2 county opponents going head-to-head, and especially in this one. And for Pleasant, they got to play with some pride here. River Valley's been kicking their butt since any of these players have been in high school, so they're going to want this one bad.
Well, if you go through the history of this rivalry, for either team, either school to win 10 in a row is just almost unheard of. I mean, the Vikings have been blessed. They've had a load of talent. Coach Brown's come in, done a great job. Spartans have been a little bit down compared to this history. I mean, we sit here and we look up and you see the banners of all the state championships and stuff that go on here and has happened here. But still, at the end of it, even though the Vikings have won 10 in a row, they've got to get it done tonight.
We'll now pause for the playing of our national anthem. The table is set, and the main course just about to come up here as we wrap up our appetizers and get you ready for live and free basketball Thursday night MOAC hoops, and a fun one here on hand, folks, at Spartan Gym. So who gets it done and why? Let's dive into our keys to victory. I'll begin with the home team here in the Spartans. Got to slow down that transition game. River Valley, if they can get up and run, because they've got many guys that when they get it off of the glass, they could just take it themselves. They can send it ahead. Slow it down just a little bit, and I think they give themselves a decent fighting chance.
And for me, I'm going to say defend the 3. River Valley came out the other night against a good Jonathan Alder club, hit 9 threes in the first half, 7 in the first 9 minutes. It was just an onslaught from the very beginning. Anybody that's watched River Valley over the past few years know they have the green light to shoot it at any point. You've got to defend from the 3-point line out, make them put it on the floor and get to the basket and beat you 2 at a time.
They'll sometimes live and die by the 3, but they've done a whole lot more living here,
They've
Mark.
done a lot of living.
So there's the starters announced here for the Vikings. And for them to win tonight, how about make some of those open threes? They can bury opponents, really, to your point there. If they knock down some of these open triples, if there's not a hand in their face, it could be an early kind of butt-whipping type of performance for them because they like to take them.
And for me, I'm going to go with staying composed. It's a big week for River Valley. They had a good Jonathan Alder team on Tuesday night. Probably going to be the top 2 seeds this year in, it would be Division 4 in the new format. Against Jonathan Alder, they have Pleasant tonight, and then Saturday night a huge game in the MOAC against Marion Harding. Almost everybody's saying it's going to be River Valley, Harding, Shelby at the top. So for River Valley, coming in here tonight, keep your composure. It's a rivalry game. Do what you do, and if you do that, you're going to get out of here with a W.
Pretty impressive for River Valley after the class they just graduated to be considered up in that upper pantheon and maybe the favorite to win the MOAC and try to knock off the Shelby Whippets, winners of 5 consecutive league titles. And they might very well could be in the mix at the end of the season, too.
It looks like those three are kind of separated on paper. But again, that's why we play the games. They're high school kids. We're going to get out here and we're going to see who earns it every single night until we get to February. And at that point, then we can crown a champion.
This is your Marion County Now game of the week, as we're just about set to tip off. It's going to be Carter Myers and Evan Sickmiller.
And yes, for all you River Valley fans out there watching, the Vikings are in black tonight.
So rolling these out for the first time, huh?
Rolling them out for the first time. Black jerseys with the Columbia lettering.
Let's get it on. It's going to be River Valley with the ball to open things up here. Come back up top for Maddox. Now swinging it. Thought about a deep three. And off the back iron, skying for the rebound. Myers tried to secure it, but it's going to be over to Pleasant.
Well, good look early from Chase Smith. He shot a few of those early the other night, hit about a 25-footer. So if he's open, he's definitely going to pull the trigger.
Ebert will pick up Alan Cullenber. Now here's Lowry. Ball moving around the outside. Sickmiller looking to go to work. Gets his pocket picked. Here's Chase Smith looking to push. Another three on the way. A little too strong this time from Myers.
Good offensive rebound, Sawyer Weston.
3 shots, no money yet here for the Vikings, but they'll hang on to it. Last touched here by the Spartans.
Pleasant cannot afford to give River Valley second chance opportunities tonight. They're just too skilled and talented.
Great inbound play. Somehow Myers, point blank range, could not drop it through into the honey hole. So still scoreless, just a minute gone by.
Pleasant motion offense, trying to open up the post, see if they can get some isolation one-on-one drives.
Nobody in the painted area right now, so keeping them 5 wide.
But what this also does, it also gives them the ability to take some time off the clock, kind of take the air out of it.
Sickmiller lines it up. He's well short, and there's Ebert with his first board. Down off the block, and River Valley gets on the board first, utilizing the big fella.
Well, he doesn't get a lot of touches in there, so it's good for River Valley to see him get a touch, turn, finish off the glass.
Off the double team, nice feed inside. Sickmiller with a hesitation move. We're all square at 2 apiece.
A real good job by Pleasant, attacking the trap, able to get it into the high post, and from there, Sickmiller on the backside with the easy.
Smith with a drop off. Austin nearly with his second. Pleasant flying the other way. Tough finish, and it's their first lead of the night. Cullenber, 5'8", going in, doing some dirty work in the paint.
You know these Pleasant guys coming in, they were ready to play tonight. Again, rivalry games, you're going to probably get the best out of both of these squads.
Ebert from the block. Takes it back out top. Now Weston looking to go to work. Spins, hand in his face. Kind of forced that one up, and McCants secures the board.
And Sawyer just has a huge strength advantage there. He can back him down, get himself a little bit deeper. I think he's going to be able to take advantage of that as the game goes on.
Here's our player spotlight. McCants, no room to breathe out top here with Sawyer Weston really clamping down.
Well, Sawyer's definitely the Vikings' best defender.
Block shot, right place, right time for Sickmiller. And they'll stretch the early advantage out to 4.
Well, we talked about Sickmiller a little bit in the pregame, needing a big night tonight. He has 4 early points.
Foul and 1. Tough shot, and somehow it finds its mark. Yo, how about the strength of this one, Mark B?
Chase Smith, he can shoot it from deep, but he can also get in there and finish. Big basket at an early time there. Vikings were down 6-2. Smith with the answer as the Vikings immediately go to the bench, start to get some subs in here, try to change the momentum a little bit.
Smith, this will be his 11th free throw shot. He's made 9 of them so far. So very much like older bro, pretty solid from the stripe.
Pretty solid shooter. Their dad was a really good shooter too at River Valley in the 90s, and the boys can both do it as well.
That one halfway home before it hops out. Pressure applied here on McCants. They'll throw a double. Wisely to the corner. The 3 back iron there from Colin Maddox.
And Pleasant does not want to get into a 3-point shooting contest with River Valley. That plays to the Vikings' advantage.
Here's Luke Axline, hands it off, and to the cup goes Smith.
Well,
back
again,
to even.
Second chance points.
Vikings doing a nice job crashing the offensive glass here so far. Spartans and McCants straight down Main Street to the right hand.
Well, that's one thing he can do. He can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. A little bit of a blow by there for Lathan. Good take.
Smith with the crossover, pokes away. It'll stay down here. Take a second look at that last bucket, just a hesitation move and right by Weston.
Yeah, as soon as he went with the hesitation, and as soon as he got by that top hip, he was just straight downhill. No helpers sliding over. McCants was able to get all the way to the 10.
Just past the midway point here, opening quarter. Vikings looking to set something up. Weston going to work. Got a little bit of a step, but poked out of his hands by Scout and fresh off the bench.
Sawyer was looking to the official, thought he got fouled. Nothing called. Spartans in transition, trying to get something early.
And we'll get a foul here on the floor. It's going to be the first against River Valley. Nice opportunity right here for the Spartans to stretch this back out to a 2-score game. Here's Avery Hamper checking in off the bench as well.
Vikings do a good job of shutting down that action. Superstar inbound play. They do not let it get reversed. Weston really getting up into McCants right now. It'll be interesting to see. River Valley usually switches all screens. We'll see if they switch it tonight with Weston on McCants, or if they continue to keep him on him and forget the switches when it comes to McCants and any kind of screening action.
Fall away Jay, it's short from the right hand of Adam Scowden.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
But he makes up for it. He's got the theft at the other end. Nice concentration and balance. Drives baseline and I think just out of bounds.
Dribbled it out of bounds. Just a little bit out of control.
3 plays tonight brought to you by Krista Smith and the agency.
Look for the Vikings to run some kind of action here. Get Chase Ebert involved.
Start here with Smith instead. Tough take, another tip up, a third look, and none of them fall right now for the Vikings. And it'll be Pleasant basketball. Stepping out of bounds, I think, was Luke Axline.
Eli Snyder crashing the glass hard for River Valley. Viking faithful kind of been waiting on Eli. He's a little bit of a late bloomer, super athletic. Had a great season in football, but Eli has just grown about probably 4 to 5 inches and can just get off the floor. He was up around the rim on that one.
Here comes the pressure. They try to bring somebody middle. And the Wolves send it across here for Sickmiller.
Oh, almost over and back.
Yeah, that was pretty close. McCants wants to spread him out. Now he'll ask for the screen. Sickmiller. Here comes the switch. Height advantage and a reach in.
That's one area that you might see Pleasant attack, and immediately River Valley is going to make a substitution. Sickmiller has a real good matchup in there, and immediately River Valley subs Axline out. Myers will come back in. If not, I was going to say, I think Pleasant's going to try to get Sickmiller to the block.
Three's up from McCants. Can't seem to find it from long range just yet. But a rare offensive rebound here for Hamper and company.
9 early rebounds for the Spartans.
Short corner wide open, nearly airballed it. Sickmiller way short with that one. Ahead on the fly, and that's what RV does so well, running those lanes and the finishing ability at the rim.
Beautiful look by Chase Smith, found Chase Ebert in transition. Good catch and finish. We're back to even.
Double team, nowhere to go. Excellent step through the hesitation. It's short. Sickmiller on the block. Rejected. How about these active hands here, Mark? That's a big boy inside, but Carter Myers got some great length and size as well.
Absolutely. Another guy that can get off the floor in a hurry. And he was able to get in there and get a jump ball on that one. A missed opportunity there for Pleasant. Looked like they had the easy two. It didn't go. Instead, they're going to have to earn it from the baseline out of bounds play.
McCants will be the trigger man. Gets it in quickly here. Maddox, a couple jab steps. Now drops it off. Sickmiller over the left shoulder. The hook.
He's talented. I would think the Spartans would continue to go back to that. He has an advantage. Nice little jump hook there.
Back the other way, losing the handle, RV. Maddox on the fly, puts it in. Back to a 4-point game. Final 20 seconds here of quarter number 1.
See if the Vikings hold for the last one. Down 4.
That one will rim home here for Sawyer Weston.
Not sure the Spartans realize the situation.
Yeah, down to 3. Heaves up a triple, and it lands. The first 3-pointer for Pleasant comes at the right time. Check this out.
Desperation is your friend.
So Columber gives him the largest lead so far. It's 5. We'll see you back here, quarter 2 on the way.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Big opening frame here for Pleasant here in their home opener. 15 points they drop on River Valley, who not a great shooting performance for them right now. Mark stuck on 10, and from downtown just haven't been able to dial in that GPS just yet.
Yeah, Vikings 5 of 13 from the floor in that first quarter, 0 of 3 from 3. But you're going to continue to see them shoot it. They're right now, again, like we talked about pregame for River Valley, keep your composure. You knew you were going to get Pleasant's best shot. Pleasant's come out, played really well. Down 5. Now you just got to grind it out. Just keep grinding it out. And for Pleasant, what a perfect start for them.
For sure. Yeah, big 3 for Pleasant. They're shooting 32% from long range on the season heading into tonight. And Alec Columber with the desperation got it to go. Double clutch here. Tough shot from Smith straight ahead.
Real good defense there. Contested it. Made Smith double clutch. Came up short.
Columber starting to get a little bit of confidence now. He'll cut through. Quick step here, Maddox.
Again, the Spartans just trying to spread the floor, open post, isolate, drive it. And they're going to get Osting on the hand check. So one thing Pleasant is doing is River Valley does such a good job of switching all screens. Pleasant's simply not screening. They're just going open post, driving it, moving the basketball, and just trying to create gaps and attack those gaps. And I say that, and they run a high ball screen.
Well, switching
and
it up, giving River
work.
Valley something to look at here, but you're right. With the switching up top, Vikings doing a nice job. And here they are. Maybe a matchup the Spartans like. From the elbow. Can't splash it. Sickmiller inside. Tips it into the hands here of Ebert. Chase pushing ahead. Right back to him on the cut and the switch to the left hand.
Good
Gorgeous.
extra pass there. Osting to Ebert running the floor. When you're struggling from the field in the half court, it's always good to get points in transition.
First points of the night for Ebert. Averages a dozen. Sigmiller going right at him. Contested that time. No look pass going the other way, and they sink it in. Nice job running the lane for Myers.
That's the Vikings game. Get out in transition. Myers runs the floor and gets rewarded for it at the end.
4-0 run to open up quarter 2 here for River Valley. McCants hasn't been looking for his much here recently. Now he goes to work, spinning in a crowd. He lost it. Myers gives it right back, though.
McCants slow getting up, took a hard fall. Looked like a lot of contact there.
Just putting his head down, fall away. Jay, don't love that one from Maddox. Sickmiller able to collect it, but it's thrown away. Myers with the theft. Ebert so fast with that crossover. He's headed to the free throw line for a couple.
So starting to see a little bit of change in momentum here. River Valley with 4 straight. Now Ebert going to the line with a chance to give River Valley the lead. We'll see if Coach Snively allows the run to continue or if he gets a timeout. Tries to settle down his ball club.
Both teams with all 5 of their TOs in their back pocket. And another miss at the free throw line here in the early portion.
Yeah, Chase Smith and Chase Ebert both stepped to the line and missed. Something that you don't normally see. They did a great job the other night against Jonathan Alder in burying those free throws at crunch time.
Ebert now 5 of 8 for the season. As we're all square at 15 apiece. And Luke Axline re-enters the competition.
So you see the back and forth here. Sickmiller goes out of the game for Pleasant. RV immediately counters that. Goes to a smaller lineup.
And Axline will pick up Skowron, who just checked in. Hamper looking for an option. They'll initiate the offense here with Lowry. Another contested shot, but this one, cash money.
That was a tough shot by Lowry, but he got it to go. He's going to have to be careful. He's dropping that shoulder. He's not careful. He's going to get a charge call at some point tonight.
Ebert looking to clean up his own mess. Third time, not the charm. Swatted out of there by Lowry. Vikings, though, with a 4th look down Main Street. The Cooper. 5th try, and it's turned away. Ben don't break for the Spartans that time, and they come up with 2 block shots on the possession.
5 chances, and nothing would go down for River Valley. Again, the longer they hang around, the more confident the Spartans are going to become. Now you're seeing River Valley starting to switch those screens, switch the screens and the exchanges on the perimeter.
All right-hand dribbles, has to pick up the bounce. They'll swing it here near side. Hamper. Now an open look. He knocked down one, but a little breeze comes through here on the second offering.
Yeah, again, just caught it, got a little excited, didn't get his feet underneath it, left it well short.
Just not a lot of offense to be had so far here in the second quarter. 5-2 in favor of River Valley.
Well, in the first game River Valley played, we've seen them be such an explosive, high-octane offense. They only scored 51 against Berlin. They came out, put 40 up in the first half the other night, but then only scored 23 in the second half. So a little bit of offensive struggles that we're not used to seeing from this River Valley group. Again, another offensive rebound.
Certainly competing hard, but if shots aren't falling, that's a big problem here for Coach Brown's bunch. From way outside, but again, working the offensive glass, Weston.
7 offensive rebounds the last 2 possessions for River Valley.
Yeah, crazy. And they have nothing to show for it until now. Sawyer Weston.
Yeah, eventually it's going to go.
Referee stopping the action for a moment. I'm not sure why. Coach Brown seems to be satisfied with whatever explanation there is.
Well,
maybe a little blood. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Whatever it was, it allowed both teams to sub. Chase Smith comes back in for River Valley, and Sickmiller comes back in for the Spartans.
Just over 3 minutes to go here before we reach the break. Both teams with 17 points. McCants to the corner. He's been quiet so far, 4 points.
Again, you have an opportunity if you're Pleasant. Get Sickmiller on the block. Even though Chase Ebert's a little stronger, Sickmiller has a huge height advantage.
No friendly roll. And out of bounds, back over to RV. They'll catch a break.
It looked like Sickmiller was going to be there for an offensive rebound. Tipped it around, came out, but went off Pleasant's hands. River Valley had the chance to take the lead.
Here comes Ebert, the senior, across the timeline, directing traffic. He'll go to the left, catches a screen here from Maxline.
High ball screen for Chase Smith.
The whip it in the corner, cut through, right back up top to him. Quick trigger!
Bam! You give him a space, he's going to shoot it. First three of the night for River Valley. This is where Pleasant has to be careful. River Valley has, a lot of coaches call it spurtability, where they can just open that up in a hurry.
Pollock defending McCants well right now. The visitor bleachers coming alive. Plenty loud here inside of Spartan Gym.
Well, the Vikings thrive off that. They get a three. It picks up the defensive intensity as well.
Just the third total foul that we've had here in the second quarter. This is the second on the Vikings, so neither in danger of putting the other into the bonus.
Well, as physical as it's been, it's a little shocking that they've only called that many fouls. They're really letting the hand checking go on the perimeter.
Get a timeout on the floor. It'll be the first charge timeout to Pleasant, and with that, I'll dive into our comment section, see what's going on with you guys out there. I want to say what's up to Rhonda. Rhonda, you can get this on your TV for sure. You're on Facebook right now, so you can just share it onto your screen. Also, we're on our main YouTube channel. I think that's the easiest way. Just get the app if you have the smart TV. And that's typically what I do at the house is I'll watch it on YouTube and then I'll comment on Facebook. That way I'm involved in both. And speaking of YouTube, no comments yet. Says nobody's watching. I don't believe that. Maybe they've got a YouTube blocker here? So everybody right now,
I guarantee you there are people watching. I've received text messages. There's people watching.
Yeah, certainly we saw a decent crowd right now on Facebook. 132 of you all enjoying the action together. So make sure that you hit me and Mark with some comments here tonight. And every time out, I'll try to dive back in there. Always love knowing where you guys are watching from. If you're out of state, certainly let me know how you're taking in tonight's action. Where are you outside of the fabulous Buckeye State?
Well, a very critical last minute and 40 seconds here for Pleasant.
Sure.
They were up 15-10. River Valley on a 10-2 run here. Spartans have to finish the half within reach.
Vikings have done a really nice job of just controlling and not allowing open lanes off of the dribble. And that was almost a 5-second call. Ebert stuck with him to the last moment. Now he'll get the switch up top here on Colin Maddox.
And again, you see the officials telling him to get their hands off, but not blowing the whistle. And this is what I kind of expected a little bit out of Pleasant. Sure. I think some teams may start to take that out of the playbook. They know River Valley is so good in transition and can explode on a run so fast that take the air out of it a little bit. Make the Vikings play defense.
Good amount of time being burned off the clock right here for Pleasant.
Yeah, they've taken a minute off the clock already on this possession.
And if you're Coach Snively, you almost are cool with holding for this last shot even though you're down 3, right?
Absolutely you are. As good as River Valley is offensively, as you know, they can't score without the ball. Exactly what you want to do if you're Pleasant. Undermatched teams shorten the game.
McCants will back it out, checks the clock down to 10 seconds. Going right at Pollock, and he'll blow by him like a kite in the wind. 1 point game. It's good if it goes and it's off target. We got a good one going here inside of the Spartans gym. Just a 1 point game in 2 quarters in the books. We'll step aside with a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, Mark and I will have your Marion County Now halftime report. We'll give you our analysis, break down the stats, and then get you all ready for quarter number 3. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report. We'll be right back.
Yippee! Win myself titles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You're watching high school basketball live and free tonight thanks to our good friends over at Murphy Industries, the leader in manufacturing of lift cable assemblies for the garage door and truck door industries. Marion County Now, we are all about you. And like our friends at the OH Report, we are free to readers. Visit them, check out the link down in the description for all of your Marion County news. Spherion Mid-Ohio is proud to support our local athletes. They know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, Focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. Krista Smith and the Agency Real Estate Group. Looking to buy or sell? Call Krista at 740-225-2615. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Stick with us in about 20 seconds. Mark and I will be back with your Marion County Now halftime report. And actually, I'm going to come up even quicker than that. We've got a cool dance about to happen. It's halftime here in Sparta at Spartans Gym, and 20-19 right now. A good game going. River Valley with the slimmest of leads. I am Brian Skowronski. Mark Bollinger is with me, and even though it's cold outside, baby, it's starting to heat up in here. We got some hula dancers in the building. This is pretty cool.
A little Hawaiian thing. Last weekend, this group performed in the historic Palace Theater in Marion at Christmas at the Palace, and now they're bringing their talents to the gym.
I love it. So even though it's kind of like Hawaiian themed, they got the Christmas jingles going on and the red and the green together. So keeping that Christmas spirit while also keeping it pretty tropical.
Absolutely. Snowing outside, but nice and toasty in here.
Indeed. All we're missing is the chestnuts by the open fire, I think, Mark. But one of these teams might catch fire in the second half. We'll see. Not so much, though, with the shooting through 2 quarters of play, as we'll look at our first half stats presented by Marion County Now. Each team with 9 field goals so far, and it feels like the Vikings have a bigger rebound margin right now, but that's just because most of their boards coming at the offensive side of things.
On the offensive end, 17 total rebounds, but we talked about the one possession where they had, or 2 possessions, they had like 7 of them. Yeah. Just Vikings crashing the glass, and it's a good thing because the way they've shot the ball, without those second chance points, they would be trailing here at the half.
Both teams really doing a nice job of taking care of the basketball, and that's been a theme so far this season. River Valley only averages 7 turnovers, under 9 per game for Pleasant. These are 2 teams that they really value each possession. It was shown in that first half, and I think for the Spartans specifically, really nice job of them burning about a minute and a half off the clock in that final possession, getting some points and making it just a 1-point game. Got to be really happy at the half right now if you're a fan of them.
Absolutely. The Spartans have to be elated. They took a minute 42 off the clock, finished that last possession with McCants getting to the basket, scoring to cut it down to 1. But from the perspective of tempo, this is exactly the kind of game Pleasant needed to play to be able to win. They've scored 41 points against Clear Fork, I think 41 against Highland. Low scoring kind of game suits Pleasant much better than this up and down transition tempo that the Vikings like to play.
Sure. So that being said, for Coach Brown here in the second half, try to maybe march it out a little bit more, get it fast off the glass and try to push it, if possible, of course, at all costs.
Well, and it may be an adjustment that you make, that even on misses, you stay up and continue into some full court pressure. The Vikings love to get up and trap and get after it a little bit. They didn't get to do a lot of that because they didn't shoot the ball really well. So maybe it's an adjustment you make where you have to say, fellas, even if we miss, we're going to stay up and extend the floor.
I'm putting together a little graphic for you guys to check out there here in just a moment. But our 2-player spotlights tonight, they've kind of been held in check for the most part offensively here when you look at both McCants and Ebert. Each of them coming in as the leading scorers on their team, and they at least didn't play hero ball and have to do a lot for their offense so far here up to this point in the contest.
Well, and the thing about both of these players, both Ebert and McCants, they are so valuable to their team because not only can they score, but they can just control the game. And we have seen that a little bit, out of McCants. That last possession, the half kind of highlights McCants and what he can do for this Pleasant squad. A minute 42 off the clock. Whenever they were getting in trouble, McCants would come back to the ball, get the ball, secure it, and then work on his defender, drive him off, and then restart the 5-second count. And I think he had the ball in his hands for about the last 30 seconds until he made that drive and finish. So although neither of these guys are scoring, they've both been extremely instrumental in getting their teams to where they're at right now. I'm really curious to see if Pleasant, after the success of that last possession, will try to drag this game out and slow it down even more. Really limit the possessions here in the third quarter.
Take a look at our player comparison here at the half. There is Ebert, just 2 points so far, and just the one foul. Nobody's in foul trouble here tonight. It's been a pretty clean game in that regard. And I appreciate what you said about the referees communicating with the players. Get your hands down instead of blowing the whistle and having them learn a lesson, if you will, for lack of a better term. And then you're right, from McCants over there, I thought that was a big bucket for him there at the end, and he's tried at times to be aggressive, but they didn't need him to try to take over. Other dudes have stepped up. Big three knocked down by Columber, too, in desperation mode, if you will, at the end of the first quarter. So we'll see how things play out in this third quarter, and if either of them feels like they got to kind of elevate their game.
Yeah, it's going to be the Vikings trying to instill their will upon the tempo here at the beginning of the third quarter. For Pleasant, you have to be pleased. You finished with the basket, you're down one, and you get the ball to come out. This first possession is going to be critical for Pleasant. Can they get a good look? And if they get that basket to go ahead, you're really going to see the emotion continue on that side of the gym.
My color commentator last night, Jonathan Langdon, said third quarter is always the most important quarter because do your newfound strategies or adjustments work? We'll find out here for both teams.
Well, and I think you break it down even. These first 2 minutes are huge. What's going to happen here in the first two? It's going to set the tone for the rest of this game.
Get a quick early whistle comes just a dozen seconds in. And this will be on Chase Smith. I believe that's just his first.
And I think they cover on Ebert.
You're correct, and that is the first on Ebert. Nice hesitation, up in the friendly roll. So Pleasant does indeed come out here and take the lead.
Big shot there by Lowry. Instead of just the turnaround jumper, he ball faked, little step to the side, created space, and was able to get it to go. Spartans take the lead by 1.
Ebert comes up top. Quick trigger, and Sickmiller able to get a piece of it. The deflection leads to a 3-on-2. McCants had to force it up, but Sickmiller got his back.
Well, in transition, they just beat him down the court. Great offensive rebound by Sickmiller.
For the tie. Can't find the bottom, but how many times have we seen River Valley chase down a loose ball? Allows Smith to get to work. Another offensive board, and this time they got some second chance points with Owen Osting.
Good job by the big fella cleaning up the mess.
He's got 4 points now. As it's back to where we started the frame. Or excuse me, it's 4-2 here for Pleasant, but how about that defense?
Nice play by Osting. Now reward him on the other end.
Short-armed it a little bit. He'll head to the free throw line. A chance to tack a couple more on.
I really like to see that. He makes the defensive play at one end, then runs the floor. They reward him at the other end. Doesn't get the first one to go, but stays with it. Chance to get to the line. Put the Vikings back ahead.
Good looking stroke, knocks things up at 23.
And again, I'm not sure if Coach Snively wants to do it, but with the lineups in there, Sickmiller with the ball handling, they could really, with Osting guarding him, they could really just bring him out to almost midcourt and really just run time off the clock.
There's a putback and a good sign here if you're a Viking fan that the second chance points starting to compile.
Yeah, offensive rebounds are saving River Valley so far tonight.
Sawyer's now got 6 points. Second leading scorer for River Valley tonight.
Spartans really trying to isolate River Valley's bigs.
I think a deflected ball right there. So 2 block shots here for Owen in the last couple possessions. The scramble, and we'll get a foul. Nearly a breakaway. Maddox. And in the NBA, this would be the 2-shot.
Intentional,
yeah.
The unintentional, intentional foul.
Don't quite have that rule yet at the high school ranks. As Myers will check out.
Again, Weston really getting up into McCants, using his hands.
Pick up the foul right here.
You can see McCants showing the official the huge scratch on his neck. Weston takes a look at it.
He asked. So it's like, can I see that thing? Yeah, that's pretty good size.
Yep, like I got you good there, didn't I? These two play a lot of basketball against each other, and I believe they played together in some AAU as well.
You can tell they've got some compatibility out there.
Turnovers both ways.
Back into the hands of McCants. Right hand, big contacts. As Osting drops him down to the floor, a couple words exchanged. Just a good hard foul. And I mean, Owen did have 2 blocks the last couple possessions. Just getting his money's worth. If you're going to go to the free throw line, you got to earn them.
Well, again, you see Pleasant able to spread the floor, create gaps, and then McCants, he sees a little seam, and he is driving the ball hard into that gap. River Valley a little slow getting over there. Osting with the hard foul. Officials doing a real good job here talking to the guys, trying to keep this under control.
Drills the first. Osting, I believe, the only player with multiple fouls so far. He's got 2. McCants now 9 of 11 from the free throw stripe on the season.
And again, River Valley has the mismatch. Ebert with McCants guarding him. See if Chase runs a cut, gets McCants down low where he just drives it at him. Osting's been in there a long time. They don't call the 3 seconds.
He wants it down on the block right now.
Vikings trying to get the ball moved side to side.
And here he is again, the garbage man down low. Forces a timeout by Pleasant, or did we get a technical? I think we got a T.
And it was on Owen. So he made the basket and then turned and got the technical. Not sure if he said something. Yep. Taunted Lowry. Just a mistake there. And it's too bad from a kid that has made some really big plays here.
Yeah, I don't even have him listed on my little cheat sheet over here, so that means he's averaging less than 3 points per game so far on the season. He's come out here and been the hot hand right now in this frame. 6 total points, and I don't really blame him. I guess he's had a big first 3.5 minutes here.
He misses the first free throw on the technical.
Just the 3rd miss all season here for McCants. Splashes the second offering.
And again, we talked in the pregame, composure. The reality is this game's a lot tighter than anybody would have ever dreamed. On paper, it looked like this was going to be a big mismatch, and I think some of the Viking faithful thought that and starting to get some nervousness in the building here on the Viking sideline. Or on the Viking side of the gym, not on the sideline.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Good job there by Eli Snyder. There was the help side rotation they weren't getting earlier on the McCants drive.
Catch and shoot right in front of the student section. Kaboom from Maddox.
Spartans just not going away.
Actually snatched the lead back by a couple. And a little bit of an extra gear here on the defensive end right now for Pleasant.
Sawyer Weston really wanting the ball in low on the block, and he gets it.
But that's been the story tonight here for the Vikings. They've had a lot of those missed opportunities as Maddox now with back-to-back buckets. 5-0 run for him. Coach Brown's going to spend the first timeout as he sees Pleasant with a 12-7 advantage right now here in the quarter.
And the confidence is continuing to grow on the Spartan bench.
Take one last look at that send ahead. McCants, the dime on the money, and you don't often see River Valley get beat back in transition that badly. Easy money.
Yeah, it's usually the Vikings beating teams in transition, but Pleasant, again, you talked about that little bit of juice and that energy on that last possession defensively. That's the confidence that you're seeing now, that little bit of belief, that little bit of spring in the step, and now they converted in transition the other way. River Valley needs to come out with an answer here. I'm sure Coach Brown's drawing something up. They're going to come out, run one of their best sets that they can, and I'm sure Chase Smith or Chase Ebert's probably going to get a look here on the next offensive possession.
So we got some comments coming in. Edward McCann says, Lathan doesn't force things, plays at his own pace like big-time players do.
He's been big-time so far tonight, that is for sure.
See Craig tuning in from Sebring, Florida. Appreciate you. And we are on the YouTube Live now, guys. Sorry, it was set to private for some reason at the beginning of the game, but I see about 65 of you have all found it out there. So if you want to switch over from the Facebook to the YouTube, get it on your big screen or whatever, it is available for your viewing pleasure. Largest lead yet again here for the Spartans. They've led by 4 on a few different occasions.
Looked like Eli Snyder may have been open off the slip on the ball screen, and there's the answer. Coming out of the timeout, Chase Smith buries a 3. Big shot there for River Valley.
Second made 3 of the night for Chase. And his just look a little prettier than your standard three-point shooter. Off the kick out. The catch and release comes up short for McCants.
Now it's Sickmiller doing work on the offensive glass for Pleasant. Able to draw the foul. That's the fifth foul for River Valley, so Sickmiller's going to get a chance to add to the lead.
Bonus action here for Pleasant with 3+ minutes still remaining.
Well, if you look at the shooting, you kind of see the blueprint on how to compete or beat a River Valley squad. They've only shot 8 threes tonight and only made 2. If you can limit their three-point ability, you have a chance to defend them a little bit better than if they're getting out and running and shooting the 3.
After splitting the pair, here come the Vikings. Look at this, snatch the lead, and hello from downtown.
What we're talking about, they can shoot the 3 and make it. They can explode on you in a hurry.
The last 6 points from long range here. 2 made 3s in a row. Weston with the latest.
We'll see how that impacts the Vikings on the defensive end if they pick it up a little bit after those 2 made 3s. Pleasant needs to be patient, see if they can get the ball moved side to side and get McCants with a good touch where he can drive it downhill. He's been so good at attacking that gap.
Maybe a little bit of a flop leaves an opening, but it comes up short here for Hamper. As a whistle.
I think they're going to call a loose ball foul on Pleasant.
Slow it down. Certainly looks like it's Chase Ebert initiating the contact, but the whistle goes against Avery and Hamper with his first. So a bit of a break here for RV, and they'll get the basketball back with 2:17 to go before we reach money time.
Well, very similar to early in the game. 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Down 1. Can Pleasant finish out the quarter and stay close? River Valley's hit 2 straight 3s. They can't give up another one if you're Pleasant and let River Valley extend.
Smith pulls the trigger, not this time. A little bit forced. Slick crossover from McCants, who clears out. Sickmiller with some space, and jump ball.
River Valley doing a much better job of throwing bodies to the help side against those drivers.
100%. It was the weak side D and the help that time from Carter Myers that forced that jump ball and gets the Vikings possession back. Two-man game up top. Going opposite way is Ebert, and he'll get fouled.
Just an isolation with the clear out. He rejects the ball screen. Spartans were so worried about that backside action that they didn't get anybody over there to help.
Friendly hop off the front of the rim here for Chase. Be looking for point number 7 on this next. Two for two.
A little 8-1 run here for River Valley.
Yeah, it feels like a big possession right here for the Spartans. Coach Brown going nuts. Certainly thought that McCants drug his pivot foot. As Columber got him on skates. The pull-up.
Nice crossover into the pull-up by Columber. Snyder's a really good defender, but he was able to get a little separation, elevate, and hit it.
Left side right hand. Nice finish and a tough one there for Eli Snyder.
Well, again, Spartans have the opportunity here. 45 seconds to go, down 3. They get the ball coming out in the 4th. They hold it and try to double up possessions.
Maddox looking to go to the work, splits a double, lost it kinda.
And I think that's a big mistake. Chance for River Valley to extend it to a 2-possession game.
Weston turns, nobody there. It opens like the Red Sea, and he'll put it home.
Pleasant's got to be careful here. It's going to get away from him.
They'll have some free throws on the bump. So Hudson Pollock will send McCants to the line with 2 pretty crucial free throws. Just make this a 1-possession game if he can hit them both.
Yeah, for the Spartans, make both free throws, get a stop here in the last 8 seconds, and then get the ball to come out the 4th with a chance to tie.
Wow. Somehow that didn't fall. As Skowron back out on the floor here for the final 8 seconds.
Coach Snidely trying to get Stick Miller a rest.
Pollock checks out as well.
See Snyder down here in the far corner. Look for River to do a quick drive and pitch here in the last 8 seconds. And also get McCants a quick sub here, a little extra rest between quarters. But look for Chase Ebert to get to the basket and make a play here. They're not going to make him pick it up until 3/4 court.
Ebert, a little hang time, and he threw it away. That's why they say never to leave your feet if you're not sure what you're going to do with the basketball. Indecision all the way around that time for the Vikings, and a big break here for Marion Pleasant.
Well, and if you're Pleasant, River Valley's fouled multiple times, 7 times I think in the quarter. See if you can get it with moving towards the basket. Try to create some contact and get a foul call here.
We've got McCants looking to get the basketball poked away. Smith with the theft, diving and knock it away. His Columber, but that goes at the horn.
What a huge turn of events. So Columber does it earlier for the Spartans. This time, off balance, turnovers by both teams. 1 foot, Myers gets it to drop.
Wow. What a shot there at the end. We head to money time. We'll see you there. 4th-quarter action on the way. we have reached money time in our Marion County Now game of the week. Where else would you rather be? What a great game going down right now. River Valley on the strength of this shot right here just before the horn. I'm not even sure how he got that up off 1 foot. Carter Myers, the sophomore, drops it in and extends the lead out to 6. I'm Brian Skowronski, Mark Bollinger here with me tonight. A lot of fun so far here. Marion Pleasant's hung really tough. Talked about the first 2 minutes of that third quarter really being crucial. I think right now here, probably these first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter as well, you got to come out and get some early points if you're Pleasant.
The Spartans are in the danger zone right now. And they come out and turn it over. Not what you wanted to do.
And again, it's a player leaving their feet as Lowry gets the board. Here comes Cullenber.
And again,
slow things down.
7.5 minutes to go. Pleasant doesn't need to play fast and play into River Valley's hands with the tempo. Spread the floor, isolate, get what you want. There's still enough possessions left.
Cullenber trying to go right at Snyder. Thought he had the quickness advantage. Deflected that time by Myers.
The Spartans are going to have to get Sickmiller back in the game here soon. He was so good offensively.
Off the fake.
Good patience here by the Spartans. They just need to end possessions with makes. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
Another smooth crossover from McCants. The pitch out, the three from Maddox, and he buries it.
That's a great possession for Pleasant. Took about a minute off the clock, but you end it with an open three, and you get the make. Back to within 3, 1 possession game.
Trying to bet it right back, and they do somehow, some way. Snyder finds the bottom.
Well, in Spartan Gymnasium, Eli somehow gets a friendly roll.
Monster trifecta right there. So the Spartans looking to hang with them here offensively. It's going to be key for them in this fourth quarter. Hamper baseline help comes. And it's taken away. Oh, nice pass, the wraparound. The lob, and 2 points for River Valley.
They're going to get Eli Snyder with the foul.
So let's take a look at the last lob here on the money from Weston. And a half a dunk. We'll give him a half one right there.
Well, I've seen him throw it down with some serious ferocity. I mean, Carter can get off the floor. He puts up some clips of him dunking, and he can do some pretty crazy stuff. The kid has serious hops. So if you see that lob again, it's probably going to be showtime as he puts it down with authority.
And still growing both as a human being and as a player, just a sophomore. So a lot still to come from that youngster as he's opened things up. Biggest lead for either side here tonight. 8 points right now, the diff, with River Valley out in front. Their cheerleaders and their fans loving life right now here in fourth quarter action. What about you, the fans out there? I want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free. Edward agrees, definitely half a dunk. We'll put on the stat sheet as a halfer.
Half a dunk.
Michelle cheering on River Valley out there. Alex Snyder watching from Finlay tonight. Tammy's in Mount Gilead. And over on YouTube, Brittany just says hello. Hey, Brittany. How you doing tonight? And sorry for having it private early on in the day. 100 of you now have found the YouTube stream, so back in business, baby. Can the Spartans do the same thing here on the offensive side? They don't have to be perfect the rest of the way, but certainly they're going to have to shoot a high percentage the rest of the evening.
And they're turning the ball over.
So Sickmiller fresh off the bench, and this is what he does. Just air mails it for Maddox.
Again, lead at 8. See what they have. The Vikings have a mismatch if they want it. in the post. Instead, Snyder shoots the long one and immediately gets another foul. But the Vikings could reverse the basketball. Sawyer Weston had Collinger on the block. They could have just got it to him. With Sawyer's strength, he's going to go through Collinger and probably finish or at least draw the foul. Yeah, Spartans cannot afford any more empty possessions here in the last 5.5.
And certainly you can tell that the gear has been ratcheted up at this end right now for the Vikings. Sick Miller, catch and shoot. And it hops through.
Well, again, though, it starts with McCants. Attacks, creates some space, gets Sick Miller open, and he finishes it.
McCants asking for a travel right there. Instead, it'll be 2 free throws. And Ebert will be the one to step to the line.
Just the Spartans' first foul of the quarter on the 5-minute mark. Vikings up by 5.
Have not shot it great from the charity stripe tonight, and on the season too, 69% through the first couple of games so far. So one area here for Coach Brown that obviously they've identified that they got to get a little bit better at that as the season trudges along.
Yeah, River Valley just 4 of 7 so far on the night. Make it 4 of 8, but another big offensive rebound.
And it's Oosting. The big fellas played some crucial minutes here in the second half.
I mean, if Pleasant ultimately ends up losing, that's what Coach Snively is going to continue to go back to. It's just the offensive rebound, second chance points.
Offensive foul and a moving screen here on River Valley. It's right there. Don't love that one. He didn't slide his foot over. He just leaned a little bit out. Nevertheless, ball back over to Pleasant.
River Valley with 3 team fouls now in the quarter. So if you're Pleasant, continue to spread the floor, look to attack, maybe start getting to the free throw line. Vikings need to do a good job of helping here on McCants.
And they've done just that. You see they're going under the screen, but they're not hedging. They're hedging behind, I guess, if that's a real thing, Mark. And they're just making sure that he doesn't beat them off the bounce. Very aggressive Sawyer Weston on the ball as he has been all night. McCants spins into a double. He finds the open shooter. Raindrops for Collinger.
But that's what he does. McCants gets to the basket, draws the help side defender, finds the open shooter.
We got a ball game, folks. Halfway through quarter 4, 2-point game, and it stays there. Sick Miller with the board.
Spartans with a chance to tie or go ahead. Looked like they were almost at that point where they were going to be done, and they've just rallied the troops and come back with a couple of threes themselves.
McCants has been so steady-handed at the handles and the controls here tonight. Bodies flying around here. Ebert's on the floor, so they got a chance with an open guy. The shooter from the 3 is Sick Miller. And the offensive rebound. Kind of a force-up. I felt like Collinger felt there was some applied pressure and he should be fouled. And just a wise decision by McCants there.
Yeah, real smart play there. Give the foul. Don't give them the easy layup.
And it's going to be on the floor as well, so not even a shooting foul for Chase Ebert. Timeout here for Pleasant. Still got 2 remaining. But what a performance here in this fourth quarter. 9-5, they've outscored River Valley, and they came out hot here to start the fourth quarter. Pleasant slowed some things down, and boy, they're very much in this ball game.
Now it goes back to, the preparation and the coaching and the scouting. River Valley with a baseline out of bounds play. 3:15 to go in the game, up 2. Look for the Vikings, Coach Brown, to draw something up. See if they can get it something really, really easy. Always looking to score off that baseline out of bounds play. These special situations can be so critical at times like this.
My buddy Joe Baylog talks about them all the time, and you got to be able to hit on at least 2 of them per game. He says those special situations are just that, unless they don't go your way.
Well, And I know Joe probably sees it. As former coaches, it's really hard sometimes. You go watch teams play, and you can tell they don't spend time on it. And you're like, guys, you're missing opportunities to win games here just in your preparation.
Weston lowers the boom, but it's going to be a blocking foul, much to the chagrin of the home faithful.
So they did. They went back to Weston, working on Columber. So 3 fouls in the quarter for each team. But again, River Valley with the baseline out of bounds.
They'll turn the corner, tough shot, but another foul. And free throws coming up for Smith. Just a tough take and body contact for sure right there. Would be the second on Colin Maddox. But you don't mind this right now. This isn't the guy that you would have put on the free throw line, but River Valley kind of been in their own heads a little bit here from the charity stripe.
Yeah, but if you're River Valley, you're extremely happy to have Chase Smith go on the free throw line. Pure stroke. And there it is.
Yeah, he's only missed 2 free throws all season now in 13 attempts.
Chance to get it to a 2-possession game. If you're Pleasant, if he would miss, you have to box out and get a defensive rebound. Doesn't matter, he buries them both.
Allows the Vikings to apply some full court pressure. Sawyer harasses McCants. It's been a fun matchup to keep an eye on all night, and this time Lathan taking it to Rack City, baby.
Tell you what, Lathan McCants has just been outstanding, especially in this second half. He has completely controlled the game on that end.
Back iron there for Smith. Quick shot, too. Only about 10 seconds coming off the clock. Lathan to his right hand. Brings it back out. Fall away 3. And 2 Pleasant players fighting for it. Sickmiller looked like he tapped it away from Lowry.
But again, if you're McCants, you've done so well at driving it to the basket. Don't settle. Get the ball moving, catch it, and get to the rim. They haven't been able to stop him all night. Don't go away from it here at crunch time.
Ebert with the fake to the corner, drops it off Smith down on the block. He's doubled, and he'll force it up. Can't get the friendly roll. Collects his own miss, and Sickmiller just ripped it right from his palms.
Another offensive rebound, but it won't go.
Chase Smith pressing a little bit here the last couple possessions.
Now you've got Smith guarding McCants. See if they move the ball, get it back to McCants instead. He just flat out drives it. And River Valley's a little gun shy on helping over because of some of the made threes, McCants with the kickouts. But I think you've got to help make him get the ball to a shooter and make somebody else beat you. Don't let McCants continue to get to the rim and finish or get to the free throw line.
Swirls that one out, though. McCants, one of 4 players in double-figure scoring tonight for Pleasant. They've had a really balanced offensive attack, which has not been the case most nights. McCants averages 16, nobody else better than 8. Cuts it down to just a 1-point game.
I'm sure if you'd have told Coach Snively before the game, minute and a half to go, and you're down by 1, you'd take it.
And taking a timeout here will be Rodney Brown. It's a Home and Kitchen Supply timeout. 12-7 Pleasant leads here in this frame. Still 3 timeouts belonging to River Valley, a couple for Pleasant. And in this break, I want to say what's up to Tanner Slusher tuning in. Jocelyn says that Lathan creates so much for other players. He is a game changer. And then Derek Smith just says, go Pleasant. He's just cheering on his Spartans here tonight, and they have battled really well. You're right. On paper, some of the conversation being had with certainly fans from Caledonia felt like, we're probably going to come in and do what we've been doing over and over again. 10 straight wins against these guys. No problem, Mark, right?
Well, if that's what was being thought, it hasn't been reality because the Spartans have come out and they have played so well tonight. But again, you look at the score, 48-47. This is the tempo and the style that Pleasant needed to play to compete and possibly beat River Valley. Going back to the McCants talk and conversation, what an impressive performance by him. But what I love to see is the growth and development, because last year, he had to play a completely different role.
Yes.
He come in, Booker had the ball in his hands a lot. You could see the flashes. McCants had the ability, but he just didn't have a lot of the opportunities. This year, ball's in his hands. He has the opportunities, and he's made good on them tonight.
This is his team.
This is his team. Well, he's put them in a situation where they could win this ball game and pull the upset.
Chance of defense barreling down here from the student section of Pleasant.
Next foul, the Vikings will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Looks like they're content to just move the ball. They have 5 guards on the floor. See how long the Spartans wait to possibly commit the foul and who they foul.
McCants gets a deflection and over and back, no question about it.
Was there a deflection?
There was, but I think Smith established with 1 foot on one side and 1 on the other. Yes. We'll run it back for you guys one more time. I think this is the right call.
Did he have all 3, both feet and the ball? I don't think that foot had not stepped in the backcourt yet. I think he had possession with 1 foot down.
Yes. In real time, it felt to me like that was the right decision. So Pleasant, what an opportunity right now as we're down under a minute to go.
Well, we're used to the Vikings being an offensive machine. It's got to be their defense that wins it for them here.
McCants can't rate it home. Sickmiller inside, gives them the lead. Timeout, River Valley.
What a huge rebound by Sickmiller on the backside. Was able to get inside position, went up, got it, right back up over Smith, puts the Spartans in the lead. It had been River Valley that had been dominating the offensive glass, getting second chance points. What a huge hoop there by the Spartans. But if you're River Valley, you still have the ball in your hands. You're down 1, ball's in your hands. You got a chance to come down again and run your best set. Get your best players the ball in the right spot, in the right position, with the right set to see if you can get the lead.
And still plenty of time with 43 seconds. You can go fast if you're River Valley. You can burn some clock if you want and try to get it down to where it's more of a crucial possession. A lot of options on the table for Rodney Brown.
Absolutely, and both teams sitting with 14 fouls.
Yes.
So the next foul for both sides, we're going to be shooting free throws. So I would think on both ends, the coaches are probably saying, don't be content to settle for a jumper.
Sure.
Get a gap, drive it to the basket, make the play or get the foul call. Make the official call the foul if it's there.
Our first Marion County game of the week. This is an awesome one, man. I tell you what, Thursday night, Mo action, and it has given us everything that we desired.
Now the Vikings have subbed. You see Carter Myers back into the ball game. So Vikings go back to 4 guards. Snyder in the game instead of Osting from the starting lineup.
They'll spread him out 5 wide. Myers sets a screen.
And they would think it's going to be Ebert or Smith getting the shot here. If not, you're going to go to Myers. And timeout, Coach Brown. I think those are your first 3 options. And I say that with no disrespect to Sawyer Weston, because Sawyer's a kid that is so good and so strong on an isolation or in the post, but doesn't create as well as the others. So it may be a situation where one of those 3 guys, especially Smith or Ebert, creates, tries to get the ball to Weston in a chance where he could use his strength and go finish.
They've got a bunch of different dudes coming into tonight. Smith, 13 points per game, tops on the team. But how about Ebert with 12? Weston averages 11, and then Myers 9. And then they even have Axline off the bench, 6.5, and Snyder more than 3 per game. And we've seen Osting provide some quality minutes here tonight. So plenty of options right now. But I think you're 100% right. You got to let Ebert try to cook. If you can get Smith an open look, you want him taking it. But also, Weston's there too if he's the guy.
I would almost go to a 1-4 low set and just let Chase clear out. Isolate him, see what you can get.
Off a double screen, Smith down the lane. Sickmiller comes over, didn't foul. Ball is loose. It's up. It's short. And Marion Pleasant has it.
And they call a timeout.
Can you feel the energy if you're out there watching live and free? It is palpable here in the gym. Mark and I sitting courtside here tonight. The hairs on my arm just stood up after they called that timeout. Everybody jumped up off their feet.
Well, if you're not here, but you've been to games where River Valley and Pleasant are really, really good, and the energy that has been in the gymnasium when those teams have battled in the past, that's what it feels like tonight. It is absolutely electric, but it's also electric because of the tenseness that is in this gym. I mean, people are really, really nervous, sitting on the edge of their seats, just waiting for something to happen, for, something to, and it's been happening. What a mad, wild scramble there.
Yes.
It looked like Weston had the offensive rebound, was going to get the putback and score. A little bit short, mad scramble. Really, really intelligent play by the Spartans. Loose ball, they were on top of it. Multiple players calling the timeout.
Yes.
And again, setting the stage here, 4 fouls for each team. Next foul is free throws, but most importantly, Pleasant is out of timeouts. The Spartans are out of timeouts. They've got to get the ball in here, and they can't get bailed out with a timeout if they get in trouble. They're going 1-4 set, Vikings full court pressure.
They'll have Lowry handle. Fakes like he's going to go deep. And now wide open, Alex Collenberg.
And the Vikings commit the foul. It's going to be Colin Maddox going to the line.
Big spot here for the junior. Maddox on the season to start the night, 8 of 10. So certainly a threat that you want on the line.
But he's never shot pressure free throws in a rivalry game with 12 seconds to go.
Just a little bit different feeling in your fingertips when that ball hits it.
The other thing that does is even if he makes this, the three-pointer will win it for River Valley.
Sure.
He could have made both, the three-point difference. Instead, it's at 1. He needs this one. Try to stretch the lead to 2.
And they both rim out. Sickmiller somehow chases it down.
And they called the foul. What another huge offensive rebound by Sickmiller. 2 of them here in crunch time.
I'll show that to you guys again.
So 2 missed free throws. Sickmiller potentially to the rescue. But again, now you're at 10.2 seconds to go. Up 1. Crunch time free throws. It's not shooting at practice. It's not practice free throws.
Right.
Completely different feel.
Sickmiller got lots of varsity action last year.
Short.
Comes up short, so 0 for 3 here on the last 2 trips.
Spartans doing everything they can to give this one away. Had a chance to really take a stranglehold on this thing.
And he
Short
missed
again.
the second as well, and nearly, and over
Here
the
we
back
go.
there on Lowry. Just need a 2 for the win. Here's Ebert, off the bounce, turns,
Traveled.
lost his footing, and he traveled. Chase Ebert, a little out of control, was expecting the contact, it never
There's
came.
still 2 seconds to go. Pleasant has no timeouts. Vikings need to get a 5-second call. Coach Brown's going to take the timeout. It's going to be sideline out of bounds. It'll make it a little bit more difficult.
My, oh my, what a finish.
Now, you have to be careful if you're Pleasant. But what you could do is you could put Sickmiller down by under the basket, throw it into him, try to get a touch and a catch. But you can't throw it out of bounds where you turn it over without the clock moving and the ball going back to the original spot. Spartans need to do a really good job if they're going to hold on here of going all the way to the ball. They can't stop short and allow River Valley to jump a passing lane. River Valley's going to be full court, deny, trying to get the overplay steal.
Sure.
We'll see what happens. Pleasant maybe set a back screen, try to send somebody deep.
I think you got it. You got to throw it as far away from your basket if you can. Try to get it to Sick Miller with the size at mid-court or beyond.
And if you do that, we're at 2 seconds even right now. You're going to at least get 3/10 to come off the clock on a touch.
And like you said, just tap that thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have to catch it. Just tap it. See what? And they are. They're going to put Sick Miller right now on the free throw line by himself. River Valley going to put Myers on the ball. He can jump.
And Lowry again to trigger, so they trust him.
Instead, they get into McCants, and McCants is fouled.
And kind of a friendly home clock operator, too. He got fouled right away. 1.2 seconds burned off.
He did maybe get a dribble in. But again, if you're River Valley, you still have a chance here.
For sure.
We're still sitting at a 1-point game. The Spartans have missed their last 4 free throws. Now McCants with a chance to go to the line to put them up 3. The Spartans have a chance here to really do the damage, but the Vikings are probably going to get a touch, get a shot. They have plenty of time to get a shot off with 8/10 left.
And regardless of what happens on this first, interesting decision. Do you try to miss the second on purpose?
With the timeout, I don't, because they can call the timeout, throw it the length of the court, and the way River Valley shoots the 3, make them both. Worst case situation, you're going overtime.
And he will splash them both. There is the final timeout, so neither unit has one, as Pleasant extends their fourth quarter edge 16-7. And what an upset this would be here, Mark. Have not beat them since 2019. It's been a while.
And we talked a lot prior to the game about who people expected to be the favorites in the MOAC. And pretty much anybody you talked to in the area said River Valley's been so close, but they've had to go up against that Shelby squad that we've seen. The majority of that Shelby team graduated. Everybody really thought this was the chance for River Valley to emerge into that and win that first league title since 2007.
Sure.
They can still do it, but wow, what a huge upset this would be early. And what a huge confidence booster for this Pleasant squad.
And especially coming off their last 2 games, both in the league, back-to-back losses for Pleasant. This is the MOAC opener tonight for the Vikings, so it's tough to put yourself behind the 8 ball immediately.
No offense to the other teams, but when you see the Spartans score 41 and lose to Highland, you see them score 41 and lose to Clear Fork, not very many people thought that they were going to have a chance to beat one of the favorites in the league this year. But we're not done yet. You have 8/10 of a second left. You've got, I presume, Chase Ebert, who's going to end up throwing it. Here's what they're going to do. Chase Smith's taken out of bounds. Ebert's going to run out of bounds. They're going to throw it to him, and then Ebert's going to throw it like a football. First-team All-State quarterback.
Makes sense.
Down the floor, and look for Myers or Smith coming in off the baseline.
That's exactly what they get. He'll go deep. It's on the money. The catch. The shot's up, but it's no good. Marion Pleasant celebrating on their home court. First taste of home cooking, and it is dessert, baby. For the first time in 5 seasons, they get a rivalry win over River Valley. Show's not over just yet, folks. We'll step aside, but when we come back, we will have an interview with your most valuable player presented by Spherion Mid-Ohio. Mark and I will break down what we just saw here through 32 minutes of action and kind of set the stage for a big weekend here on the OH Report. Huge win here for the Spartans. More coverage from Marion coming up next.
Yippee! Win myself titles. Cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
What an awesome game to fill up your Thursday night here in Marion as Pleasant takes down River Valley for the first time in 11 tries. You watched it without paying a single nickel thanks to our friends over at Murphy Industries, Inc., the leader in manufacturing of lift cable assemblies for the garage door and truck door industries. Marion County Now, where they are all about you. And like us here at the OH Report, they are free to readers. Spherion Mid-Ohio, they are proud to support their local athletes. They know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. By Krista Smith, the agency, real estate group. If you're looking to buy or sell, hit up Krista now. It's never too late for a real estate agent. Answer the phone at any hour. 740-225-2615. And Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Our MVP interview coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Lathan McCants is our choice here tonight after he's done talking with his boys and his coaching staff and what's probably a very jovial locker room right now. We'll have him. Then Mark and I will break down final stats and analysis here tonight. Stay put. We'll be back live and free in a moment. got our player of the game with us now, Lathan McCants from a victorious Marion Pleasant. At no time during your career at the varsity ranks here have you been able to say that against River Valley. So to beat them, to get them in your home opener tonight, describe the entire feeling, the atmosphere, and just what's going on in your body, man.
It's just really nice. You know, we haven't beaten them in, I think, 5 years. It's for the seniors that played last year, every senior in the past that hasn't been able to beat them. It's for everybody before.
Big senior class last year. You came in off the bench. Now it kind of feels like it's your team, your offense out here this season. How have you adjusted to the role change and kind of putting the offense on your back here at times in big moments here tonight?
Well, I'm still not fully adjusted to it, but when I drive, they bring help. I'm going to kick it to my guys, and I'm going to have faith that they're going to make them, and tonight they did.
Coming off of back-to-back losses in the MOAC, put up 41 points in each of those. I think people may be counting you out coming into tonight's game. The belief and just within your own locker room. Talk about this rivalry game and just staying up for it and making sure that you guys knew that you were up for the challenge.
Well, that's what it is. It's a rivalry game. It's always going to be close. It's always going to be competitive. It just comes down to who wants it more.
When you're replacing as many guys as you do from a season ago and some quality players at that, just getting the season underway so far, you have to learn a lot about yourself because there are plenty of guys that don't have varsity experience. Talk about just these first 4 games in these first few weeks here and just what that process has been like down here in Marion.
Well, it's been a learning project for us because against Clear Fork and Highland, we didn't make as many shots as we would have liked. I think we shot in the 30s for percentage-wise, but tonight we stepped up. Other guys made them. I didn't even hit a 3 myself, but everybody else made them, and that's what makes it count.
Games that boil down to the final seconds like this. At the free throw line, you guys just missed 4 in a row. To be able to knock down those 2, just describe to somebody that's never played basketball in a pressure situation in a rivalry game what it's like when you're standing at the free throw line, 10 seconds and everything's on the line.
It's like you just got to make them. You know, it's pressure or not, you got to make them. And when I did, then we had a little bit of pressure taken off of us because they had to get a 3 to tie the game.
Well, and they weren't able to do that, man. So big congratulations to you. I thought this is the best atmosphere I've seen for a basketball game so far this season. So you guys really delivered, and I'm sure you're happy to be back here in the friendly confines and competing at home, bro. So big ups to you and the team for getting the victory here tonight. Before we turn you loose, look into the camera. Give as many shout-outs as you'd like.
Shout out to my friends and family. Shout out to everybody that's helped in the past to get us here. Past seniors, past players, everybody that was in the stands. They brought the energy tonight, and it really helped.
Lathan McCants, your MVP, presented by Spherion Mid-Ohio.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
More live and free coverage from Marion, brought to you by Marion County Now, your free source for news for all of the county down here in Marion. And boy, this game delivered, Mark. I tell you what, I was excited to come down here and do this game, and maybe I'm a good luck charm for this gym, even though this is the first time the Spartans have been on the winning end. But each time I've been in here, it's been awesome finishes, down to the wire, nail biters. We get another one, and Pleasant. You got to feel good for these kids, even though for the Vikings, maybe your heart aches for them just a little bit, even though it's going to be a long season. But, man, to get it done in the fashion that they did against your rival, and it's been so long since you tasted victory, you can tell that it's going to be a fun evening, a Thursday night here in Marion.
Well, a huge weight off the shoulders of the Spartans. You know, Lathan talked about it, winning it for last year's seniors and even the seniors before that. It's something that's obviously been on their minds that they just haven't been able to get it done in this rivalry. And as I said, you go back and you look at the history of these two schools, there have been so many great teams on both sides of this that to see one team go on a 10-game winning streak is just so peculiar and odd. And so you could tell just how much it truly meant to Lathan and his teammates. And boy, was he not only a great interview, great young man, but I love the fact that when you have a point guard who's willing to not only spread the wealth on the court, but spread the praise in the interview.
1,000,000%. The first thing that came to mind was just, hey, this is for the seniors last year and everybody before him that never got it done, baby. This one's for you. It felt very much like LeBron James, Cleveland type of thing right there. So, Marion, this one is for you here tonight. Here's to tell the tape and how they got it done. And for River Valley, they just did not shoot the ball well when they had it in the painted area. Those 28 rebounds, Mark, I got to presume that more than half were offensive?
I would guess, yes. The Vikings ended up 19 of 52 from the floor. Those, while they didn't shoot it well, though, their offensive rebounds allowed them to stay in it. But I think you look at the big key statistically for River Valley on the offensive end. 4 made threes.
Yeah.
That's all that they got tonight. And,
sure.
Lathan talked a little bit about off camera about the fact that they were willing to live with some contested threes by some guys, but they didn't want Chase Smith to get hot and really go off from deep against them. And they did that tonight. 4 made threes. If you can hold River Valley to 4 threes, you've got a chance to kind of be in the ball game. And not only did they stay in the ball game, but the Spartans were able to pull it out and get that win tonight.
Coach Snively's going to see that 8 of 16 free throws and be like, guys, we didn't even have to be in that situation at the end, right?
Well, again, as a coach, you know how elated he is, how excited he is.
Sure.
But then he can go back and he can still teach. Like, guys, here's what we have to do better. We've got to work on boxing out and finishing possessions on the defensive end with a rebound. We've got to make pressure free throws. So a huge win, but also the opportunity for growth.
And in the second half, too, Vikings just 3 turnovers in the first couple of quarters. They have 9 there and some really crucial ones down the stretch. And you look at before that last heave that they had to try to send the game into overtime, just the miscues and Chase Ebert and the travel kind of at the end there, too. So there's going to be a little bit of a growth and learning curve as well for the Vikings. Even though they have more dudes that were involved on the varsity side of things last year, that was also one damn good class that they graduated, and one of their all-time greats in the older Smith that's no longer here. So it's just one game, and I think for them moving forward, it's probably good to take a punch in the gut like this and just learn defeat early on in the season and then grow from there.
Well, in the fourth quarter, the Spartans outscored River Valley 16-7. And like you said, at crunch time, you expected River Valley with their experienced veteran leadership and stuff to make some plays. And instead, it was the Spartans that made a few plays.
Sure.
Now, the great thing for River Valley is this. You struggled tonight. You took the loss. But you get right back into it. You are off tomorrow, and then you bring Marion Harding into your gym Saturday night. That game was going to be big already on the MOAC schedule.
Yeah.
But now for River Valley with, the 1 in the L column in the league, that game takes up even more importance. And I think you're going to see a River Valley team that comes out Saturday night just really fired up and ready to go. We'll see if the Presidents are ready to match that intensity.
I guarantee the coaching staff's going to be like, 0-2 in the league is not acceptable.
It's not an option.
There is no
it is not
way,
an
boys.
option.
And especially not in Caledonia. Well, that'll wrap up our game here tonight in Marion. Final score here for the final time, 51-48. The Spartans do get it done. Got to thank all of our generous sponsors. You watch this game live and free here tonight.
Krista just walked by.
Oh, hey,
Thanks,
there was
Krista.
one of your sponsors, just right on camera
Krista
here.
Smith, thank you.
Big thank you to her. And if you're looking to buy or sell in the Marion area and beyond, I think she's down in Columbus and kind of all over the place.
Anything you need real estate-wise, Krista's going to hook you up.
She's pretty much the plug for me just in general, too. I'll ask her questions just about, anybody else about this or that, and she really is. So, the number 740-225-2615. If you need something, she is the plug. Spherion Mid-Ohio, Murphy Industries, Inc., Home and Kitchen Supply, and, of course, Marion County Now, all bringing you tonight's action. Our crew here, Jory Hollenbeck, normally top cam. She was sideline cam, standing right next to me here tonight, so I actually really like the view. Hopefully they let us do this more often.
It was nice.
Yeah,
and it was a fun one, so perfect for her to be down here with us.
For Mark Bollinger, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long for tonight, but tomorrow I do believe that we have 5 live and free basketball games before we take off Saturday for the company Christmas party, so take it all in. We'll see you then. So long for now.